you stand in Tadasana, right at the top of your mat, just take a moment here. You can actually do quite a bit of work in Tadasana. So I want you to just focus on like from the base all the way up through your spine. And we'll use what we use here in this shape in every other shape that we take. So using it kind of like as that like foundation or that blueprint or something to come back to. No matter what your arms are doing or where your feet are placed, you still kind of find the same sort of idea of rooting down first. So spreading your toes maybe a little bit wider apart, pressing both your inner and outer heel down evenly. Notice like, is your tendency to draw inward towards your arch or out towards your toe edge of your foot? Maybe you can find that sweet spot right in the middle. And then actively press down through your big toe and your pinky toe, of course, evenly. And then notice as you really find your feet, your foundation there, notice how that almost lights up your legs or the muscles in your legs a little bit more as you stand up a little bit taller, chest a little bit broader. You can even for a moment shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, draw them back slightly and then down to turn your upper back muscles on. And if you feel like you're flaring your front ribs, like the bottom front portion of your ribs forward or out, see if you can like draw them in a little bit more, like you're almost trying to stack your ribs slightly over your pelvis. And then maybe your abdominal muscles as a result start to turn on. Spread your fingers wide apart. Top of your head rises a little higher. Take a full breath in. Open up your mouth, soften your jaw as you exhale. Do that one more time. Full inhale to fill up. Big exhale to empty. And then keep all of that, but bring your hands together right in front of your heart. Feel your thumb tips press into your sternum slightly, but then also your sternum will rise towards your thumbs. So again, chest broadening a little bit more. Take one more breath in right here. Big exhale. And then on your next inhale, reach your hands up and overhead. You might even take the gaze up to follow. And as you breathe out, softly bend the knees, but then fold forward. Think about hinging at your hips and then dropping your head, dropping your hands. On your next breath in, hands to your shins, reach your heart forward, halfway lift. And then exhale again, fold, drop your head down. And do that again, halfway lift, breathe in and lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, place your hands down, big step back with the left foot into a lunge, drop your left knee down. Inhale to reach the arms up and overhead, breathe in to rise, maybe even look up. And then as you exhale, left hand forward, right hand goes back, twist over towards the right. Just a big open arm twist here. And then as you inhale, I want you to reach your left hand up and drop your back hand, your right hand down. A little bit more of a stretch in the side. And then as you exhale, you're going to just cartwheel the hands down to come inside your right foot. So a little bit of a lower pathway in that lunge. A breath in to rock your hips forward. So deepen into that stretch. And then as you exhale, pull your hips back, pick your right toes up just into a half split. Now rock back forward into that low lunge. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee up. Crawl your hands down the long edge of your mat, wide leg forward fold, parallel your feet. Take a halfway lift, breathe in to lengthen again. And then exhale, you can even soften the knees and fold forward. Let the head drop. Take a moment here. Shake your head. Yes. No. Move the jaw around. Release tension. And then again, halfway lift. Breathe in to lengthen. Start to turn your heels in and your toes out. Start to bend your knees and walk your hands up or rise up to goddess pose or horse pose. See if your knees can stack over the ankle. And then again, lift your sternum up. Try not to round forward. So you're rising up through the top of the head. Hands come to your heart. Stay here and breathe for 3. Feeling maybe the quads work a little more. 2. 1. So nice. And then stand up, parallel the feet again. But this time, reach the arms up and overhead. Take a big breath in, maybe even look up. And then exhale, warrior 2 to the front of your mat. So your right toes point forward and you bend your right knee, arms go long. Now here, reverse your warrior. Right hand will rise. Awesome. And then extended side angle, right forearm to your right thigh, left arm over your ear. Take one more breath in, get really long. And then back to warrior 2. Now straighten your right leg, heel toe your back foot in just a little. Reverse triangle, right hand will rise. And then triangle pose. Either right hand comes down to your shin, to a block. Maybe you just start to let it like get light and float a little more, bringing more work into the core. And think about someone was almost like lifting you up with your left hand. Take one more inhale. So nice. Back to warrior 2, just for a moment. Sink right back in, bend your right knee. Now reverse again, right hand will rise, reach up and look up. Start to cartwheel your hands down to frame your right foot into a low lunge. Drop your back knee, again, reach arms up and overhead, big and hip. And then right knee comes to meet the left. Hook thumbs overhead, elbows wide, heart will rise. And then walk your hands, tabletop pose. Landing here, lift your heart here, breathe in, cow pose. Exhale, round, press into your hands, round your back, drop your head, cat pose. Start to come forward into a plank, on or off your knees, your choice. And then use your exhale to slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Toes keep pointing back. Find cobra. You can tent the hands if you wish, or keep them close to you. Lift your heart up. And then exhale, lower down. You need to do that one more time right here. Rise up, breathe in. Exhale, lower. Hands under your shoulders, press back through your knees, child's pose. Downward facing dog, or your hands in your knees. Whatever feels better. I want you to take a full breath in. Big breath out. Walk your hands back towards your feet. You'll land at the back of your mat this time. Halfway lift. Breathe in to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Drop your head down. So nice. Stand all the way up. You'll rise, collect hands overhead, breathe in, and bring your hands to your heart center. So you're at the back of your mat here. I want you to just shrug your shoulders as you inhale. Open your mouth. Let it release. And start to just step to the front of your mat. No big deal, nothing fancy. Keep your hands where they are. Again, stand up tall, breathe in through your nose. Open up your mouth. And then reach your hands back up, all to the other side. You'll rise and look up. Softly bend your knees, fold forward as you exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in, lengthen your heart forward. And as you exhale, place the hands down, step your right foot back, big step. Right knee will drop, reach hands up and overhead, you'll rise. Left hand goes forward, or right hand goes forward, left hand goes back. Lots of rights and lefts, you've got it. Finding that twist and then reverse that twist. Right hand rises, back hand drops down. One more breath in to find more length. You reach through your right fingertips and then cartwheel the hands down inside the left foot. Rock the hips forward and maybe lift the heart, lift the chin slightly. And then as you exhale, pull the hips back, pick the left toes up. Nice, and then you'll rock back forward, but your back toes will tuck under, lifting the knee up. So nice, and then look to the right. You'll walk the hands down the long edge of your mat, parallel your feet, wide leg forward fold, drop your head down. Take a moment, shake your head, yes, no, let something go, and then halfway lift, breathe into lengthen. Your heels will come in, toes out, bend your knees, lift the torso all the way up and find horse pose or goddess pose. Hands to your heart, creating a little bit of that heat in the hips and the quads. Breathe for 3, soften the face. Maybe a little rock side to side, 2. Maybe sink a little bit lower, last one. Awesome, and then stand up, parallel the feet, reach arms up and overhead as you inhale. Exhale, warrior 2, left toes point forward, left knee bent. Inhale to reverse your warrior, left hand will rise. Side angle, forearm to your thigh, right arm reaches forward. Take one more breath in to lengthen. And back to warrior 2. So a little bit of a flow here, right? You'll lengthen the legs, heel toe that back foot just a little bit closer. Inhale, reverse triangle, left hand rises. Triangle pose, left hand drops down to a block or is light on your shin. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. See if your left side can get a little bit longer. So it's not about how low that left hand goes. It's about how long your spine can be. Take one more breath in. Exhale back to warrior 2, bend your left knee. Now inhale, reverse warrior again, left hand will rise. And cartwheel the hands down, framing your left foot in a lunge. Drop your right knee down. Reach arms up and overhead. Inhale, rise. And then exhale, left knee comes to meet the right. So you're on your knees, hook thumbs overhead, elbows wide, lifting the heart, breathe in, maybe even look up. And exhale, walk the hands, tabletop pose. Inhale, lift the heart up, tailbone lifts, chin lift. And then exhale, press into your hands, round your back, drop your head. Cat pose. Take one more round on your own, slow and controlled, breathe in. And then exhale your breath out. One last time to come into plank pose, either on your knees or tucking the toes. Slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Toes point back, find cobra, either wide or narrow. And then exhale, release to the ground. One more like that. Inhale, rise up. Slow exhale to lower. Hands under your shoulders, press back, child's pose. Feel the low back lengthen. Stay here, one round of breath. In and out. And then just start to walk your hands back enough to let your chest lift up. Now grab your block if you have it nearby. And you can place it in between your ankles, in between your feet. Any height that you'd like. I like the medium height. Sometimes the highest height is nice, but can be a little bit wobbly. We're going to find a seat to do just a little bit of breath work before we start to relax and get into our final resting shapes. So just find a seat that is comfortable. If being on your knees is too much flexion, too much sensation, find a seat and just take like an easy seat, like a crisscross applesauce. You can sit on your block or sit on a pillow. Either works. If you're on your knees, go ahead and bring your hands to the top of your thighs. Sit up nice and tall as you inhale. Open up your mouth as you exhale. And you might even take what's called Simhasana, which is breathing in through your nose and then sticking out your tongue on your exhale, like so you're forcefully breathing out through your mouth. It allows you to let go of some accumulated heat that you've built up, especially if it's hot outside. You can do that a few times. We're going to take 2 different types of breath to cool ourselves off. So take a few more like that. Breathe in through your nose. Stick out your tongue as you exhale. Might feel silly. Just go for it. One more. Breathe in. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Excellent job. So the second type of breath work that can be cooling is called Sitali breath, where you make a sort of straw or O shape with your tongue, right? So traditionally, you would like make that little roll with your tongue. Sometimes that's like too much to think of, too difficult to do, and kind of like takes us out of our meditative like state. So if that is the case, just make an O with your mouth. And sometimes that can be just as efficient and work just as well. So take your mouth into that like letter O shape, or your tongue into that straw shape. And I want you to take a slow sip in as you breathe in. Close your mouth, breathe out through your nose. Do that again. Breathe in, O shape with the mouth, like you're sipping through a straw. Close your mouth and breathe out. Do that about 5 more times on your own. You might start to notice that like cool air, that cooling sensation that happens in your mouth as you sip that slow breath in. And you find that ease on your exhale. Just a few more rounds for yourself, especially in these hot days. Finding this type of breath work can be nice and cooling for our body, for our nervous system. Once you've taken your final round here, take a regular breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth, slow exhale out. Awesome. And so if you feel like taking that breath work has just allowed you to close your eyes and like land in this place where you want to land in stillness and stay in a seat, by all means stay. If you want to take the last few moments that we have together on your back, just completely resting, that is also an option. So if you want to take just a short little shavasana, it's there for you. So whether you are seated or you are lying down, flutter the eyes closed, let the eyelids be heavy. See if you can soften the toes. Release tension in the jaw and the fingers. Let the mind be as it is. So if that means that thoughts flow in, just observe them, maybe watch them flow out. You're not here too long, so just give yourself that gift of pause, the gift of observation rather than needing to react. And we notice the beauty that happens in a moment of pause. So then you're maybe just a little more motivated to take more of them. And take a breath in. Long exhale out. Use your next few rounds of breath just to invite in a little bit of movement, both in hands and feet, maybe in the neck, features of the face. And we'll all meet in a seat. Sitting up nice and tall. Again, bring your hands together in front of your heart, just like you did when you were standing. Feel your sternum rise, chest broaden. And taking this moment here just to honor yourself again for showing up, for creating space in your day, to make a little more space in your body, space in your mind. And finding that moment of beauty in pause. Again, take a breath in. Long exhale out, clear it out. You can even bring your thumb tips to the center of your forehead, lift your face, lift your chin. Namaste.